Good afternoon. How are you doing? I am Zen. You are over there. So my title screen, I got all these books today. Somebody, uh, I was walking out of my apartment, and a neighbor friend of mine was like, "Hey, I was just going through some things because our building is still being repaired from the hurricane. I don't know if you knew we had a hurricane last year, and our building is still being repaired. So some people, there was fixes in their apartment, right? So there so many people in the building had to move somewhere. So he was going through and he didn't feel like moving everything. So he was like, "Hey, I have these books." So the title screen was some books that he gave me, and it just reminded me of how inconsequential the life experience is. It is a redundancy of nonsense. It just it really there's not much meaning to life. I mean, when they say life is the meaning that you give it, yes, but as it sits, you walk somewhere and you're stepping on ants and you're killing them. You see a cockroach, you smash it. You see a bird, you try to communicate with a fly. There's just it doesn't really there's there's not much meaning to any aspect of life, which is that's the richness, because you get to like the most expensive thing, the thing that has the most worth is a painting, but at the same time it has the least worth because there's nothing there. It's just some ink on a canvas. Yet Jackson Pollock, a shit artist. He literally shit in his hand and threw it at a canvas, and motherfuckers out here paying millions of dollars for this painting. Why? Because there's some story that goes along with it that makes it sound intriguing. I find that like so impressive that so much of the world is influenced by nonsensical, arbitrary, um, ridiculous. Like you watch the news, it's all that. It's just what it is. You want to see a really big ant? Come on, get over here. Okay. Not like an aunt, not like a big aunt. I know you probably have a big auntie. The the there's nothing to fulfill. There's no grand uh, there's the point. There it is, the aha moment. Yeah, you get those little things where you're like, "Oh, this was nice. That was gorgeous. That was lovely." But there's no life is just it. It is. There it is. What what are you gonna go hustle? You're gonna go work? You're gonna go find some meaning to things? I find it very. I find a lot of people have this thing where they get so caught up in the mental game of life, because it is all mental. Metaphysics is it. We're creating this reality with our mind. If you change the way your mind was, which you can't do, by the way, your mind is what it is. It's like it's trying to fix a wrench with a wrench. It's trying to, you know what I mean? You can't do it. It's like reading a self-help book that was written by somebody else that was trying to tell you how to fix yourself, but that can't be self-help. How would you do that? Uh, it's also it's a consistent conundrum of arbitrary nonsense. It's But everybody does it. Everybody does it. There's very few things that need to be done in this world. I've talked about it in many a way. How many jobs really are required? How many jobs are worthwhile? Marketing agencies, garbage. Um, somebody keeping keeping the books. No, not it's not really required. There's it's very few and far between. Look, about the only people that exist to do anything of value for this realm are engineers. You can have mental engineers, definitely. Philosophers, psychologists, those types. Sure, they seem like they have the least value, but they do have more value to keep people sane enough to continue to live in this realm. But other than that, like most people's jobs, you got to really admit when you go to work and you don't really do anything anymore, how worthless it was to begin with. Can you really say there's any value to working at McDonald's? Honestly, no. Like the whole thing where they're like, oh, McDonald's is not going to be in Russia anymore because Ronald McDonald pulled out all his restaurants. Well, are we sure that's what happened? Or because they were trying to keep their people healthy, they just got rid of corporate entities that were poisoning the population? Consider. Consider. McDonald's is the shittiest thing you can stick in your fucking face. And they're telling you that McDonald's won't allow their product in because they're fighting for the Ukraine. Who gives a shit? Maybe it's Russia saying no. Get your stupid corporations out of our country. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure that's not what's happening? I just find it so absolutely like the the mawing and meandering of mealy mouthed motherfuckers. You know, people they just talk nonsense all the time. Oh, you want to see a really cool train? Check it out. Check out this train. Come on, look at the color of the train in the front. Isn't that awesome? It's blue and gold. It's blue and gold. That was never blue and gold. They just painted that blue and gold. What were we just talking about? That was never blue and gold. What kind of shit is happening? Didn't I just do a whole show on explaining to you what they're doing with the blue and gold? The Golden State Warriors, the bridge in San Francisco, Ukraine, and the last championship that was won by the Los Angeles Rams. Is that where they are? Are they LA Rams? Where they're blue and gold? What do you think they're doing? It's a psychological operation to get you to really appreciate the colors blue and gold. I appreciate blue and gold, but I also appreciate green and white and yellow and peach and the auburn. Let's see, violet, purple. There's a lot of colors I like. But you realize, I just showed you that. I am 100% confident that they just painted that blue and gold. Because that wasn't like that before. It might have been. Okay. I'm not going to say 100. I'm going to go with 99%. Maybe I just notice it now because they're making it's kind of like when you drive down the street and something you didn't notice until somebody points it out and you always notice it. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't that color. It looked like fresh paint, didn't it? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 10 minutes of me ranting on nothing. Who's here? What up, Yadaku? What up, Divine? Yeah, for sure. Memories have the most worth. I would say so. I mean, yeah, you gotta start off on the level of nothing has any value, and that way you give value to it. Where you find it, like some people find value in being a smith of of iron ore, a smith, a shoe, like working with being a cobbler. I'm not talking about a peach cobbler, I'm talking about a shoe cobbler. Some people find value in different things, so they make life worth living. This is what I'm getting at. That life essentially has zero meaning, and then people give it meaning and give it value. So the more time you invest into paying attention to the redonkulous of what is prescribed to you by the government and the media sources, that's what you're focusing on, and you're allowing that to control and regulate your mind to the point that, like, shit, like if you fell into the trap of everyone's got the C word, and everyone's got the you know everyone's getting if you got trapped into that, you'd already offed yourself. No doubt. There's plenty of people, because you started to realize how many people didn't have purpose or meaning on this realm, and they ended it. It sucks. Because they couldn't find their own worth. And I will tell you exactly why narcissism is a good thing. Because you have to know your value. You have to know your worth. You have to dig yourself. You have to love yourself. And they say, no. Do service for others. Help everyone else. That will give you meaning. I disagree. I help people all the time, and I see the value in it, but that's not the goal. That's not the purpose. Until you find your own value, you can't offer value to people. You can't help anyone until you're helped. Until you have eaten your full. Until you're full, then you can provide. But why would you would die if you didn't fill yourself up first? Okay, so back to the memories thing. So yeah, the memories, because it means water and light, right? Yeah. It's like Dan Winter said. He said, the only thing you need to learn to do in this life is to realize how to bring memory through death, which is really the tantamount to wisdom. It's a furthering of education. Wisdom is I remember my dreams. I remember my lives. I remember my everything. The more that you remember, the more that you can put these things into something that you can create with. If you have nothing, you can't create anything. If you don't have any clay, you can't create a pot. You can't do that. That's just what it is. If you have no mind, you're a child, and that child has an inability to create. It can play, and it can work with things, and it can learn, and that's what you do. And then as soon as you have substance to your soul, then you can create. And so that comes through taking memory through death. How many times have I died? How many dreams have I had? Incepted dreams inside of dreams where I was as real as this, and I remember that dream, and I died and ended up here. How many? But I remember it. So I learned from that. You learn from your dreams. You learn from the light and the water, because the water stores the memory codes of what the light is making into cymatics. Basically, you're creating a you're creating a web of energy through light into water, and that's what your body is. And then your brain goes, oh, there's a memory, and then you can create something new. It's like, you ever hear people that consistently just repeat the same shit over and over because they have no memory of saying it prior, because their brain doesn't function because there's not enough water in it, because they don't have enough light in their eyes, because they're not melanated. Divine, when your mom was pregnant for 2, she lost the other one. I just met her yesterday. What is going on? What is going on today? I might be losing my mind a little bit. Why did you just, Divine, why did you say that? Because somebody else just had the strange... Do you ever have a strange text messaging interaction with someone where you can't figure out what they're trying to say? I just had that, and it was very similar to what you're saying right now.
One point we literally had half of a Moe's pizza with confit left. We should have just warmed it up. Yes, it's amazing. We drive there and we deal with the racism and the bigotry just.
Yeah, you think in the future you might see new flags? Hey, hopefully in the future there is 0 flags. I think flags are for fags. You know the word flag? The reason it's spelled the way it is. Oh no, I can't. That would be 0 to 100 real quick to get into the Isisian codes of why the letter F looks like a flag, and it lags, and there's a whole code there. I'm not gonna do that right now. But anyways, yeah, flags are for fags, man. I don't get it. Get rid of your flags. Your flags suck. I think everyone should. How about this? Everyone should have their own flag. You fly your own crazy flag, your freak flag. If you have a flag, I'll have a flag. Everyone has their own flag, or stop it. I don't want to hear about the pride of the Italians or the Irish, or I don't hear about you. You can't have pride. I'll tell you why. You can't have pride for something you didn't do. You didn't build that nation. You weren't there. You just happened to be born on that part of the landmass of this world. You don't get to go, I can fucking, I'm Irish. I'm fucking Portuguese. Who gives a fuck? Why don't you try being human? Why don't you try being a god? That's going to be difficult for a lot of people, but motherfuckers want to fly flags. Fly flags, you fags. Yadakusa, Ozymandias, narcissism is a good thing. I've never heard that word, but yeah, of course it is. It's you're not supposed to put yourself on a pedestal. You're just supposed to give yourself value. A lot of people they dismiss their own value and put themselves in a subspecies realm, a subservient realm, to assist everyone else without actually taking care of themselves and appreciating their own value. That's what I'm talking about. So people will always, if you know that you know your value, when you defend or deflect or know your own value, and someone else sees it, they'll call you a narcissist, and because they're weak. Every time I've got called a narcissist, it was by a weak person. 100% of the time. No strong person would ever call me a narcissist. They would say, that's a strong man right there. That's a god. That's what they'd say. But no, I promise you, every time you hear that word, it comes from a weak person's mouth. And all of them should get the shit slapped out of them. Really. Really. They're glorious ingrates. They're ingratiated, um, uh, cock teases and cum dumpsters. What's up, Kabar? Okay. I mean, representing religions, and so you got states. Here's the thing: is okay, representing states of consciousness is one thing. You know, when David Icke had his turquoise phase, he calls it his turquoise phase. He was in a state of consciousness of turquoise. When Neville Goddard said that everything that is representative in the Bible is not a being, it's not a human that existed, but a state of consciousness. Flags can represent that, and so can colors, certainly. But I find it disconcerting that there's a whole entire nation states that say the population of this entire place is this color. Now, I mean, if you think about it, though, I mean, so what is the color of the flag of New Orleans? Because that's where I live. Okay, so if you think of New Orleans, think of Mardi Gras. It's purple and green and yellow. Wonderful colors. It's still not the whole spectrum. And then you go to places where it's like red and white. And then you go to America, red, white, and blue. And you go to name a city and their flag, a state and their flag, and a country and their flag. How does a country have a different flag than a state within the country? And a city within the... So fly your own fucking faggy flag. I'm just having fun saying that word because I guess you're not allowed to say that anymore. Yeah, worshipping flags has got to be the worst thing. Yadiku, that would be awesome. You know what's funny is NASA's flag. Well, what was NASA's flag that they put on the moon? It was an American flag. So what does that represent? It doesn't represent NASA because NASA went to the moon, right? So wouldn't they put NASA's flag? But they put America's flag, which would represent the nation of the North America, not Canada, but how would that work? But that's vanishing because they never went there. You used to defend other people's values? Yeah. I don't know if you noticed this. I don't. I don't care what you value. If you value something that's kind and good and forthright and becoming and loving, I would defend that. But if your values are shit, I'm gonna let you know that your values are shit. I can't do it any other way. It would be incredulous of me to defend your shit values because then I'd have to defend my shit values. And I don't have shit values. I value things that are proper, important, loving, and kind. If you're being an asshole, I'm gonna let you know because many people call me an asshole when I'm being an asshole, and I think that's a good thing. You should let people know. Like, hey, that's kind of like the whole world is so anti-Karen. Now I know where it comes from, and I know the whole Karen institution. Normally the Karens are in the wrong. What they have, it is bled into this culture where people that are defending themselves are getting called Karens. Like if you walk into a store without a mask and you have to have an argument with the idiot fucking employee, you're like, oh, he's just an employee, he's just doing his job. You sound like a fucking Nazi sympathizer. Yeah? Is that not right? Like, I can't tell him to shut his fucking mouth, give me my fucking coffee. I can't say, oh, he goes, you can have a mask. And he'll hand me the mask right out of his hand, not 6 feet away with his hands, but he won't hand me my coffee. And I can't say, you see how ridiculous this is, right? You're being a Karen. Now you gotta be, you have to, now that is a value that if you stand for that, you're a statist, fascist, sexist. Your your religion sucks. How's that? You've become disillusioned from reality. Yadaku, you know I'm not a narcissist because you can take a difference from others. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I'm not. I try to teach people to see their own value, and the only way you can teach someone that is if you have your own set of values. It's not to stand above someone. No. That would be overt narcissism, which is not healthy. Oh, when you go to sporting events, you just sit there. Hey, Divine, thank you for using the big letters at the appropriate moments. Yes, of course you can. Geological epochs, huh? Pentecostal. Nothing like dancing babies and kittens being crazy. I like that. I never heard that put that way before, but it rhymes. So I'll give you an A+ for that. I never heard about Pauls. I didn't know they were called Pauls. I thought there was a different name for them, but yeah, okay, Paul. I guess you got Paul Bears and shit. I don't. You know, funny enough, I don't know any Pauls in my life. I don't. I've met a few Karens. I've never met any Pauls. Bullying the security. Well, I don't know. The guys that are bullying the security guards at Area 51, I don't know what that means because I don't. First of all, I think Area 51 in and of itself is bullshit. Like across the board. Like they're saying, don't go here, we'll shoot you. But I don't think they'll do that. Because like what's going on? Like then it makes you, like don't push this button. Well, of course I want to push that button. Because they're going to tell you Area 51 something, right? Well, what about Area 52 of the Brodmann zone of the brain? You ever looked up the Brodmann zones of the brain? Look up the different zones of the brain and you'll see something very curious about Area 51, Area 52, and Area 48. And so no one looks at Area 52? Because if that's called Area 51, there must be an Area 52, right? And why do we have 50 states? And that's Area 51. Is that like Washington, D.C. isn't actually part of this country? They've infiltrated this country. Washington, D.C. is not part of the United States. Is Area 51 also not part of the United States? The 50 nifty United States from 13 original colonies. You know that I'm talking about? No? Anybody? Found this here? Oh, Killer Priest? Hey, Light Years Ahead. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You can't. While she probably was like she knew what was up. She knew what was up. She might have went about it wrong. It might have been cunty, But you know what? Sometimes you got to be a cunt. I'm the biggest throbbing bloody cunt you've ever met, without question. If you make me, but if you're just cool, oh, I'm the coolest motherfucker. See, people instigate you to figure out how much they can enforce arbitrary bullshit. You know, I'm just like, really? You're gonna do that right now? I'm like, I don't know if your $12 an hour wage is enough for you to catch a fucking backhand, because it's not gonna bother me. You know, like if I gotta talk, not enough people know how to talk shit properly because they're scared of talking shit because their mind is feeble and weak. It's not prorated. Oh, I got you in the Paul's words things. Okay. Yeah, Kabar, thank you. Labels are ignorance. No life in them shows a stagnation. This is exact. Yeah, that's a really, really. If you think of any label, it's like say the word golf. Keep saying the word golf to yourself. Okay, you know what golf is. You know, you take a stick and you hit the ball and you follow it, right? Keep saying that over and over until it becomes meaningless. Now, I could tell you to say words that could be offensive, right? Go ahead and pick an offensive word. You know, there's plenty of offensive words you can find. Start with something simple. Shit, 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 fuck, 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 and then get into the more. I don't know if I can say that. They become very. Nice. Yeah. That was a Kabar. That was really good. Labels are ignorant. Yes, they are. Like no, this is here. I have it written on my arm. There you go. I seem to be a verb because a label is a noun, which means it's stagnant, and it's like calling this a tree right here is good enough, but it's still growing. It's a different tree even today from yesterday. It's a different tree. I can't tell how or where it grew, but I know it did. But we can establish, because time unfolds the way it does, it is treeing. It's a verb. This is a treeing. Like you're not a being, you're not a human, you're not a person, you're none of that. Because you are different than you were yesterday. You can see that you're different than you were 2 years ago or 10 years ago. You can see that. But you don't accept that you're different than you were 10 seconds ago. Like if I say the right words in the right way at the right time, after you're done listening to me, you'll be like, holy shit, I'm a changed person. You know, you have these people that are born again Christians. Think of it that way. Think of every day of your life being a born again something. Every second that you exist, you can get a little bit of Zen. And here, I'll read you something. We think in generalities, but we live in detail. I take a nap, making the mountain water pound the rice. God made everything out of nothing, but the nothingness shows through. Pictures are a massless particle. You know? The more we understand individual things, the more we understand God. Come on. What are you talking about? Yeah. What's funny, you know, Yadaku, I'm reading this thing. You said a narcissist will defend the psychopathic nature of false flag media psyops. Yes, which is funny because a narcissist is supposed to be out for self, but they're defending the general consensus view. Listen to that again. Narcissists are supposed to be just out for themselves, but they're defending the general consensus view, which means they're just following the leader anyways. So they're not actually narcissists. They're just phonies. Narcissists are phonies. Tres hermanos. Sorry if I'm so far behind here on comments. You saw someone jogging with a mask on? Yeah, like right now, it's really it's so it's so disheartening. You know, I try to avoid thinking about it. That people, it's just a reminder that people are dumb as fuck. That's all. I used to live my life in a way where I assumed everybody was maybe almost as intelligent as me. I'm saying that with joking. You could hear that. I always assumed and figured people were somewhat intelligent, you know. And now it's just a reminder that people are dumb as a bag of fucking moose vaginas. You know what I mean? Like what? Like do they think? Are they NPCs? That kind of shit. Mm. Yeah, Yadaku, the Area 51. Yeah. So what is that in a sense? You know, as I was saying earlier, about like look up Brodmann zones of the brain. BROADMANN, and then the pieces of the brain, and then also equip that because we have 50 states. You know, equip that mindset with why is that's outside of the United States. Kabar, you got called a cunt today? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it is such a fantastical moment when you can get called a cunt for the wrong reasons at the right time, when you know you're in the right, and someone has no, like if I call someone a cunt, it's literally because they're being a cunt. There's no way around it. I know that I know what I'm saying. You're a cunt, yes. But if someone calls me a cunt, I'm like, you must not know why you're saying that. They're saying it because they have no, would it be called abject form of response? Is that is abject? They can't respond well is the point, and so their only recourse is to call me a cunt. And when that happens, I'm like, ding ding ding, I just won. Don't fucking talk to me. Don't think you can talk to me. Don't think you can have a conversation. You can't. I can hold up a fucking camera for 10 hours. You can't even get out of bed and wipe your ass correctly. Yeah, if you're called the C word, you're a superhero. Yo, from now on, I'm gonna wear like a Superman suit, but instead of having an S on it, I'll have a C on it. What ninja? Wait, what are you talking about right now? I mean, it sounds right because turpentine will kill evil spirit. Yeah. Hey, I'm at I finally caught up to you guys. Cool. I might put my hair down, but I don't think I want to because the tree behind me has all sorts of ants and all sorts of shit in it. Oh, there's a doggy over here. Oh my gosh, it's a German Shepherd. I always have a very strong response to people that have German Shepherds, and the fact that I think I don't find them to be good people because a German Shepherd is a German sheep herder, which is what the idea of the Nazis used. And everyone that I've known that has them is like police dogs, policy workers, and people that can't and don't defend themselves, so they have a dog do it. I always a very strong sense of smell against that. It's like they don't want to do anything. They want somebody else to do it for them. That's the mindset of people that own Dobermans and German Shepherds. I can't. Everyone I've known that owned one was a piece of shit. It's just what it is. Hey, you gotta bathe these kids in turpentine. You got to. There's nothing wrong with turpentine. I if if well, first of all, I wouldn't have to bathe my children in turpentine because if I were to ever choose to have them, they would be healthy enough where they wouldn't need that. But oh, you know what too? Here's what I just figured out too. Everyone I know that has a German Shepherd, always on a leash. I've known people that can walk pit bulls off a leash. Any other dog you can walk off a leash. Not a German Shepherd. No way. They're not kind to animal. Like to say there's a breed of dog that should be not allowed. You ever move into an apartment building? Do you know what breed they don't let in the apartment building? Pit bulls. So I always had to call my dog a Labrador. She was part lab, part pit, but she was clearly a pit bull. But I'd have to call it a lab just to let it in the building. But somehow people get away with having Rottweilers and German Shepherds in a building. That's creepy because they're not. If there's any animal to be a little bit untrustworthy of, it's those ones because they're not the same. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's just the people that own them because the people that own them really really own them. They're like they they have whips for them. They put electric things on. This is real. My crazy creepy faggoty uncle used to whip with a horse whip. He had a German Shepherd, and my friend's so my friend's sister married some dude who trained police dogs and had shock collars on all of them to train them. And so one day we're out drinking, right? We're at his house drinking, and I was like, "Get those fucking shock collars." And I was like, "We're all putting them on." I'm like, "Let's find out what you're doing to these dogs." I was like, "Have you ever tried it before?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Well, let's put these on. Let's see what happens." I was like, "We'll do shock therapy and take shots." Shit's not nice, man. Why is that the dog that needs to be shock therapied? I didn't have to. No one with the pit bull would do that. No one with the name a dog doesn't happen. Only German Shepherds, or is the German Shepherd owner that is a piece of shit? Just saying. Hey, light years, thank you. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, tries to maul a baby. Yeah. They're not like to me a German Shepherd is closer to a cat snake. Like shave its hair off, and it's not a big dog. It just has pointy ears and is very aggressive. It's an aggressive dog by nature. A pit bull is not. Pit bull is protective. You see the difference? Aggressive versus protective. I've been bit by 3 dogs. One was a little fucking piece of shit dog. The other one was a Rottie, and the other one was other one was trying to fuck Meatwad. That was I should have gotten away. And if you don't know, Meatwad was my dog. And she was just old and she was just not having it. She wasn't gonna fight. And I was like, you can't fuck this old woman, you creepy dog. Oh, you wanna see the bite mark? Let's see this shit. You see? Yeah. Yeah, this one here. That one is a bite mark from I don't know which. That was the asshole neighbor of mine. That I could hear him down and around the corner, yelling at and beating up his girlfriend. Then his dog bit me one day, and he didn't say shit to me. And his girlfriend comes to my house as I'm bleeding all over the pavement. So I'm there with my girlfriend, and she comes down. She's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here! Like, you don't need to apologize. He needs to apologize." And he didn't say shit to me. He never said shit to me again. His dog just bit me. I'm just walking down the hallway, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, pup?" There's 2 puppies there. Go to pet a dog, and it just bites me. And I looked at him like I'm sitting there bleeding all over the place, and he said nothing. I was like, damn, like I wanted to. I was like, you're the kind of person that should be like knifed. You should be like one shot to the dome, like just out of here. He was the largest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, how do you exist? This dog fucking bit me. I was like, that's crazy. Because why? Because I was walking down the hallway and said, hey, your 2 dogs are here. Can I pet the dog? He didn't say no. He just let the dog bite me. Hey, I'm not saying I know anything about karma, but if he has any karma, I think he already got it, you know? Hey, look at more of this. Look at the blue. Look at how nice that paint is. You're telling me that just didn't happen? That is brand new golden blue paint. That was never like that. I guarantee it wasn't. I'm giving you a 99% guarantee that was just done. Yeah. Anyways. So in a little bit, I'm gonna go play some music. I wish I could take you with me. Do you guys want to go see ducks? Do you want to see if we can find the swans? There's a whole shit ton of things going on in the park today. Nice day for hood up. Oh yeah. I have a really funny story. So a friend of mine years ago, we're at this bar. So me and my girl are at this bar with a friend of mine, and one of the employees was being a real piece of shit to her, and he walked to his house and put a mask on, black gloves, and grabbed the bat. I was like, dude, it's not like that, but like, yo, you want to talk about like gangster shit? I was like, oh shit, I didn't know it was like that. But he was like, it was just like ready. It was just ready. He was like, who do I have to, smash in the fucking head with this bat? I was like, oh my God. That's a very long story, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I like funny stories. So do you guys want to go see some ducks or what? You want to go fuck a duck? Oh, also, hour in here, 5 people, 6 thumbs up. Apparently, you can feel free to thumbs up me, or because I am really super low on funds. I spent my last $7 on duck food. So if you want to, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, it's in the description box. Appreciate it. See, I don't know if any of you don't smoke cigars, highly suggest it. It's such a calming something. There's like a how it slows you down. It's very contemplative. I don't know how to explain it this way, but like a cigar and a cigarette. Like a cigarette is just for people that are anxious and need to get their little fix on. Where a cigar is like you have to sit there with a cigar for an hour and consider it. Like, what is this? What's going on? And you get a small amount, a small impact of the tobacco. Yeah, pretty good stuff. I highly suggest. Somebody that tells you to drink your urine and do water fast and try to be a vegetarian also suggests that you drink alcohol and smoke cigars. Imagine that. What a retarded weirdo I am, huh? And it's not that expensive to get in. If you find some cheap boxes, man, like $3 a cigar, $4 a cigar, you're good. Very I like the word contemplative. You know, I like things that help you contemplate. Oh wait, what? You can't? No way. Oh dude, if I inhaled this cigar, I would just fall over. I would puke. No. It's so weird. Cause I know the difference between smoking like a whatever kind of native spirit cigarettes. I could smoke a cigarette with someone, and I get how you should inhale it, and I could smoke a pipe properly, and I could smoke weed. Smoking weed is like you gotta chief the shit out of that. But like, no, I know the difference. How can you not figure out how to just not inhale it? Oh man, I don't know how you could. That's crazy. The only cigar that I've ever inhaled was Fire Drake sent me some cigars. They were the native tobacco from where the fuck was it? So you have like nicotine rustica, and there was it was just 100% leaf, and it was a cigar, and I inhaled that, and it was really good. But you can't inhale one of these. No way. This will kill you. It's not the point. Well, I mean, okay, but inhaling a bong, you're getting water filtered, so it's not the same. Yeah, cigar. Can't do it, man. The only thing that I've enjoyed, the Nicotina Rustica. Talk to Fire Drake. Have him send you some. I don't know where he gets it from. There's a couple places I found it around town. It's just like the old ancient tobacco that you can get. Like it's just unadulterated. The leaf Perfect. Yeah. What'd you say here, Divine? Uh, Master Pleiadian fasting in April. A good time. Good time for fasting. You know, spring cleaning, right? I think that's the right time to do it. April 1st to April 22nd. Seems about right. Wait, you were ripping bong hits? Dude, light years. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Ripping bong hits of straight tobacco. The more and more I talk to people on here, the more and more I realize how most of you motherfuckers are like some wild motherfucking, like, living in an RV hippie earthy based motherfuckers like that. Bong rips of tobacco. Come on. I bong ripped tobacco one time just to see. Yeah, I will. I'll try it. I'll try. I mean, I've done it a while ago. I was probably already drunk or something, but what kind of tobacco should I get? I'm not gonna do any flavored pipe tobacco. If I do, look at, if I do, I'll put it on camera. And then you can be like, oh, I told this dude to fucking bong rip some tobacco, no water, dude. He got fucking toasted. He ended up green faced vomiting on his carpet, dude. Hey, but the nicotine of Rustica, when when I woke up in the morning, what I really liked about it was I was sort of drunk, and I smoked some weed, but then I smoked a cigar and inhaled the whole thing. Um, and I woke up in the morning and I felt refreshed. There was no hangover. I drank enough and smoked enough where I should have a slight hangover. No, I felt like yeah. Yes, this is correct, Suntoke. Yeah, you gotta just a little bit of tobacco. So it's a spliff. It's masculine and feminine. So the marijuana is the female, and the tobacco is the male. That's the essence, right? And then you can add other things, just so you don't get too fucked up. But yeah, spliff is the way to go. I never really smoked spliffs until recently. Well, maybe like 7 years ago. It was actually when I met Chicago. You all seen him. You met him before, I think. Um, so when he'd roll, well, because I wouldn't call him a rich man. He's a rich man of soul, but not a rich man financially. He would get some weed, and he would always mix it with some tobacco, just so it made it cheaper. But it also is such a nice high, because you don't get too high. You're not smoking a cigarette, and you're not smoking weed. You're smoking. It's a perfect mixture. It's like yeah, I don't know. It's like hmm, it's comfortable. Put it that way. Like, if you just smoke weed, you'll get too high. If you just smoke a cigarette, you're just too, like, fucking antsy or whatever. And it's like you can't just do a shot. You gotta have a chaser for it. Yeah, the dopamine and all. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, one of my bong rips, my favorite was like actual hashish and some perhaps red rock. If you don't know what that is, then you don't know. Uh, um, and shisha, so tobacco, molasses, and oh, dude, that was just mush to the couch. Best shit ever. I used to hang out at this place when I lived in Baltimore. And it'd be like 3 in the morning, and the place would be closed, but it was open for the rest of us. And we would just start putting everything you know, on top of the shisha. Little bit of weed, a little bit of this, little what. That was fucking glorious. Yeah.
I was expecting it's supposed to go into escrow, but not like a touch it. You know, it's been right in your fucking thing.
Yeah, I don't. I smoke weed so occasionally. It's like I have to be somewhat drunk to smoke weed. I can't just like it's kind of like for me, any other substance requires me to be somewhat drunk because it's too intense. I like the numbing effect of some alcohol, right? Because like being sober, I'm way too mentally like how would you say it? I don't want to say I'm smarter than people, but my brain works at a very fast rate. I can't be sober and do cocaine. That's insane. Probably my brain would explode. It'd be too much. I can't just smoke weed. It'll be all over the place. I can't like I need a couple of drinks just to slow things down. So I'm almost to the point of being as dumb as everyone else, and then I can use some uppers or some other substances. Sober, I'm sharp. Sober, I will cut a motherfucker. Mentally, like you think I'm funny? You think I'm genius talking when doing this shit? Nah, if I'm super sober, I can do things that other people cannot do. I'm like superhuman or something. Yeah, son talk. See, yeah, son. I like what you just said there. Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. When I'm sober, it's too apparent to me. Like, yeah, you're saying like blockages and all that shit. Yes, it's if I'm being esoteric, of course. But if I'm just saying if I'm sober, then everything becomes so apparent to me that I there's not much I would do. I would avoid everyone at all times. I wouldn't even interact with humans if I was sober all the time because I'd be like, well, here's where this person's brain doesn't work. Here's their heart chakra isn't open. Oh, they don't know how to talk right. Oh, they got yeah. And it'd be so forceful to try to help them that I can't do that. The only way I can interact with people is if I'm somewhat inebriated. I can. I mean, if I'm sober, yes, I'll go into public and I'll interact with people, but it's so obvious and apparent. Uh huh. Yeah, you don't even smoke or drink. Hey, have fun with that. But where I am and where I'm pretty sure I will always be is drinking and smoking and everything else. This is part of reality. I wear clothes. I sometimes wear sunglasses. I sometimes let my hair down. I comb my hair. I shower. Sometimes I don't. You know, it's like I deal with the physical reality is as such. Sometimes I eat. Sometimes I don't. I'm just gonna blockade myself from consuming because I think that would better something. It's not more adventurous or better for me. And I don't think the only people that say it's actually served them or anyone else better is that got into those programs that convince them that you're better now. Now you don't. You ever see these people that they go to these 12-step programs, which is based on the church. You know this, right? They go to these 12-step programs to get off of alcohol, but then what do? They pick up coffee and cigarettes right afterwards. People that never touched nicotine and never drank caffeine go from alcohol to that immediately. It's a fact. And it's like all they're doing is trading in habits, and I'm not going to trade in habits. Like if I'll do all of them, I'll do none of them sometimes. Oh yeah, then most people would carry it on their shoulders. Yeah, this is why sometimes you got to do the shoulder roll. Even they tell you got to shoulder roll that shit out. Get it out of you. You know. There it is. Get it off of you. Gotta divine, yeah, yeah. I see exactly. See, so you do that thing, and that's awesome. There's plenty of people that I hang out with that don't drink or don't smoke or don't whatever. Cool people because they know why they're doing it. You know, there's plenty of people that I hang out with that there are people that I know that are super sober, but they have no idea why. They're just doing it because they think it's a bad thing to do the other stuff. I'm like, are you sure? Because you're not a good. I know plenty of people that are sober, like no drinking, no smoking, and they're bad people. They're not good. They're evil, disgusting, manipulative. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, I don't see the draw in it. I don't see the, I don't see the function when we're surrounded with all this reality. What not to ingest? Be a breatharian then. The point of the story here is this. Follow me if you can. Either be a breatharian and don't consume anything other than the oxygen that's around you, or shut the fuck up. Because everyone's going to consume something that is going to be addictive, whether it's McDonald's or beef or they're eating vegetables all day and thinking they're healthy, or they're drinking alcohol, or they're smoking whatever. Like I don't give a fuck. Do whatever the hell you want to do, but don't say a damn thing unless you're breatharian. If you're breatharian, show me how it's done. I'll observe, but I don't agree with it. You're still gonna age and die like the rest of us. You're just limiting your experience to life. Not you, but people that claim to be such. I know people that said they were breatharian, but I eat once in a while because it's pleasurable. Then you're not a fucking breatharian. I don't want to hear it. Not you, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, light years. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Well, look. You said feeling damn sensitive. I mean, already being exceptionally empathetic towards other things, it's too much. If I'm empathetic to the degree and sensitive to the degree that I am, I really wouldn't. I would lock myself in a tiny little room and never leave, because I'd feel the pain, sorrow, suffering of the entire world all the time. I'd also feel the happiness and joy and wonder and excitement as well, and that'd be overwhelming. So you have to numb yourself to a degree to all of reality, or else you'd explode. Yeah, nobody is sober. Yeah. There you go. Light years. Well, I mean, Ev, you're enjoying it. That's what you got to do. You got to do what you enjoy. He doesn't touch alcohol, but he needs the sugar. So he's diabetic, basically. I mean, it depends on what kind of alcohol he was drinking and the sugar consumption, but now he's coffee and Milky Ways. Yeah. It's just a trade-in. It's just a trade-in. Yeah. See, Divine, you said 100% sober, but you like chocolate and caramel ice cream. There's nothing sober about consuming caramel. Caramel is burnt sugar, which is an addictive substance. You're not sober. What aren't you getting here?
Okay, you want to go back? Or might be there soon. That was easy.
Yeah. When you realize that a coin has how many sides to it, pick a coin. People say there's two sides to a coin, and it's very simple. There's not two sides to a coin, because there's a. Do you see the sides to it? I think a dime has 72 sides to a dime, plus the two on top, so it's like 74. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't just say there's two sides to every coin. No, there's fucking not. A normal coin, there's three sides. There's the round, and then the about, and then there's the top and bottom. It's like you can't say a pancake has two sides. But all the rest of them, here, I'll grab one out of my pocket. Let me see what I got here. Can I change my pocket? Let me see what we got. Oh no, I gave my change away. Oh shit. Hey, more like 50 Shades of Gay. Yeah, terrible joke. I get it. Yeah, no, look it up. Can somebody do this? Look up how many sides are on a. So a nickel, it's flat. But a dime and a quarter have notches in the side around it to give it a certain number of, like you can feel the. You'll see. So there's more than two sides to any coin. I hate that. I fucking hate that statement. How the fuck are there 70? Look it up. There's the face, there's the tail, and there's the thing that goes around that is all notched out. Except the nickel. Yeah, it's three to a nickel. It's think about it. Think about it in your mind. Here, let's play a game. This is like smell an orange, taste a peach. Now grab in your hand mentally a penny, a nickel, and hold it, and then a dime, and then a quarter. Feel the outside edges and ridges on those things. Which one doesn't have any? I'm pretty sure a dime and a quarter have the funny edges on it. Here, I'll give you another little. Here, we'll take this one right there. Each portion of matter may be conceived as a garden full of plants and as a pond full of fishes, but each branch of the plant, each member of the animal, each drop of its humors is also such a garden or such a pond. And then we have, know thyself. If I knew myself, I'd run away. That's golf. Know thyself. If I knew myself, I'd run away. That's brilliant. I knew Goth was good. I haven't read too much of this stuff, but the penny and the nickel doesn't. Yeah. Oh, did you like the hand motions there? I don't do that for too many people. I'm not necessarily a hand talker. I don't play all the magic. I mean, if I had to, I could play all the magic tricks on you and do some of that. I think most people use cheat codes using that kind of shit. Like when people do that, they tend to be swindlers. It's like you know, it's why keep your hands away from the table. Just calm down, fucking relax yourself. Say it if you mean it, and mean it if you must. But remove your hands from. If I wanted you to do sign language, I would ball gag you and tie your hands behind your back, and then you can show me sign language. Grace compelled you. Perhaps I don't know that I've ever met. No, I think I've met one Grace. I've met one Grace. I met a lot of gray-haired chicks, but never a Grace. I think maybe once. Look into my eyes, not around the eyes. All right, here you go. Let me get this together. Is it? I think it's here. Here you go. Where's my eyes? Would you like to look at my eyes? There you go. That's what I look like. I wear these because they give me a better perspective of the rest of reality. Because the pinkish lenses gives me like a hue, like a pink hue.
Excuse me, sorry to bother you. Is there any chance you have a lighter?
Of course I do. Let me find it and borrow it.
For a second?
Yeah.
Thanks.
If it's for smoking weed, you have to share it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Cool. Thank you.
Of course. Look at that. Make new friends every day. Yadaku, do I have any idea what or who could have broken the stone in Japan? I gotta look that one up. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, of course. I told you I don't even smoke, but we'll see. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to. Hey, Yadaku, if you can send me a link to that. I have no clue. I literally have no clue what you're talking about. But hey, Black Sun can't swindle. Yeah, you can't fool a fool artist. You can't con a con man. You can't swindle a swindler. Yeah, it's which is funny because I was actually meditating on a certain idea of that earlier today. Um, I don't have the capacity to bullshit people because it just because I like feeling okay, and I know that getting bullshit from people doesn't feel good, so I don't do that to people. Oh yeah, I mean go for it. I mean I'm just looking for the link for like I didn't know there was a special stone in Japan that got broke. It was Japan, yeah.
I think so. And then she ended up throwing up, but that night was like,
Yeah, I mean a lot of people go against their own nature, and I don't know how they do it.
yeah. And then you guys,
Like what would you really do presented any specific scenario? Like what would you go with? You would go with your instincts and how you feel.
oh my god.
You know, a lot of people don't get laid because they go against their instincts and how they feel. A lot of people don't interact with the right people because they do what they think they should. They're too caught in their mind. If I imagine how weird it is for me to say I'm not caught in my mind. I'm not speaking out of my mind. I mean, I'm out of my mind completely, but I'm speaking from a different place because I don't care what my mind thinks. Thoughts are worthless. I go with instincts and intuition and feelings. If you start there, you kind of good at anything.
Oh my god. Yes, 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 yes. I was there. I was there. I was there. Yes, good friend. Okay, yes. I still
Black Sun, 100%, 100%, without question. But I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. I didn't even look that hard. Yeah, Naku. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take you up on that. I'm a cheap date. How about this? Small gifts now and then are better than big gifts because I wouldn't know what to do with the big gift. So if you want to, feel free. You know my Cash App, PayPal, and all that. All I need for my my expenses for a day, and it would never be more expensive than this, is I gotta buy bird food for the ducks, so that's $6. I might eat once. I like beer or wine or liquor, so that's $10. But that could last me for 2 or 3 days. Some days I don't drink. And other than that, it's like I don't really. There's not much I need. Like my needs are very minimal. And as long as my needs are met, then everything else is just cream or cake. You know what I'm saying? As expensive as a car. As long as it's not a Tesla, right? What about a... Yeah. Okay. How about purchase me a small Polish chick. Not as expensive as a car, and it will only be a rental. That was code for buy me a prostitute, but I'm kidding. I don't know that I've ever done that. Consciously. Yeah, I know. I think. Yeah. Well, as long as you polish it, right? I don't think it'd be a blow up. I would go for one of the Japanese ones, or the you know, the Asian kind of, because
Oh crap. How did I
they're mechanical, and they'll actually do housework for you too.
I'm not scared anymore.
Too, I got the hey light years. You're talking because we were talking about that. That's so funny. I remember that. Yeah. Oddly enough, I remember that conversation. No, I have not. I have not done it. No, my goggles are these sunglasses, and the reality I live is just as hilarious. There's not as much interaction and intercourse with things, but
Well, I'm not.
at first, because you see me doing this, right? Because I'm trying to read the thing. I thought it said you got the giggles yet. Yeah, always giggly, man. Yadaku, let you tell me a really weird story. Okay, I like this. I've for the past 3 days, I've had the weirdest stories told to me that I can't even understand. Like, it's like I was talking to someone, and that you ever have a conversation where there is no flow or direction. It's like you say something and they say something that has nothing to do with the last thing that was said. And I've had those conversations with people where, like, I would ask a question and it wasn't an answer to the question. It was a totally different. Oh, Tiananmen Square. Yep. Hey, I remember as you remember. I remember that. I remember that they stopped and didn't do anything. I remember it the same way as I remember the Civil War didn't happen. I remember it the same way as all of the school shootings didn't happen. I remember the same way that all of the bigger wars and calamity didn't happen. I remember it that way. That's my reality. I disagree with war, man. I like having verbal wars with people. I think it's fun. I think it really gets your mind going. And I like having little battles. I like wrestling with people. But oh no, like a whole war, a whole, like, running over a dude with a tank. I don't think so. I don't believe it. Somebody believes that. That's crazy. Yeah.
While I'm wearing my work uniform.
A photon? Yeah, well, everybody, yes. So perspective of, you remember, like, you remember every situation from your point of view, for sure. But if we're all sitting there watching a television screen and it shows someone getting run over, like, if you watch a movie, you watch the same movie. What you think about the movie is secondary to what occurred. But I can say what occurred unequivocally was that dude did not get run over. I can say unequivocally that the pictures you see from the Civil War and what you see is the different, getting back to the flag thing, it doesn't stand for what you think it means. I mean, what's the difference between the the original American flag, if you even know what that looks like, go look that one up. You might have to do a little research on that. And then the one with the gold on it, the gold around it, that's not the same. That's not the same institution as the second American flag, which was a war flag, and then you have the Maritime Admiralty flag, and then you have the peacetime flag, which is different than the other two. So even on this line that you think you live on, I just choose to fly no flag. But the perception of knowing which each of those flags is as real as, like right now. Hey, more trains. More trees. It's still the reality still is, and it still was. You can change history. The Mandela effect will prove that to you. History has been altered many times, which means nothing is static. So in fact, the events could be different. But I'm one to see that the fake wars that you've been prescribed by the doctors that were propagating and instigating unease in your system. I can tell you that those they didn't exist that way. There's no way. I don't believe it. Nice traps. In what way? The gang? Do I got guns? What do I need guns for? My brain is stronger than a gun. Oh, yes. You are so lovely.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
It's the least I can do.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. Who are you?
You as well. I'm Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Nice
Anna
to
or
meet you.
Anna?
Anna.
Anna Zen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice
rock
to
on.
meet you. Happy Saturday.
Is it already?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. There.
Oh, that's yours.
Would you like it?
No,
I have more than one.
Are you sure?
Sure, take it. If you guys need it.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
enjoy your day. What a good tree.
It is.
You found a good one.
Oh no, I know this one very well. This is Grandpa tree.
Okay.
So you got Grandpa, and then you have his cousin over there. Yeah, these are the good ones.
These are the good ones.
Mhm.
Are you FaceTiming?
No, I'm doing a show, and
Oh.
these idiots, they know how I am. So.
Very cool.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
You're from here?
I live here now, yeah.
Finally.
Finally.
From where?
Michigan.
When did you get here?
About 11 months ago.
Oh, so you're super fresh new.
Yeah.
Oh, let me stand
Yeah. It's good.
up. Hi.
Hi.
Here, just so you can see this one.
Yeah.
Wow, welcome to New Orleans.
Thank you so much.
Do you live in this?
No, I live in the French Quarter.
You went to the French Quarter? Because you're
Yeah.
a musician?
No, I'm not.
Not bluegrass?
No, I like bluegrass, but
Uh-huh.
I don't play it. No.
Okay.
No.
So go, if you, so there's two ways if you ever want to hang out, there's two ways to find me. Either
Okay.
You could exchange numbers.
Okay.
Or you can meet me in the French Quarter at the church.
Which one? There's only like 2 churches in the French Quarter.
The biggest one.
St. Louis Cathedral.
Is that what it's called?
That's the one.
You could ask for Chicago, who plays the mix.
Okay.
Can I get your number?
Your name's Chicago?
Oh, my name is not, too.
Okay.
Dude, oh, I can't. Oh, it's right there.
Your phone.
Look at me. I'm such a goof. I was kind of like, hey, let me get your number. Okay, yeah, go
Well,
to.
I'll find you at the cathedral.
Yes, and find Chicago. Black dude.
Cool.
Plays the djembe.
Cool.
Just say Chicago. Dude, you could just scream out Chicago,
Okay.
and he will show up.
Cool.
I'm not kidding.
Okay. And then what?
And then somehow I'll get there.
Okay. Right on.
So nice to
Cool.
meet
You as
you.
well.
Yeah, stay well in your comfy socks.
Thank you.
Damn it! If I wasn't talking to you guys, I could have got her number. And see, this is why I don't. This is why I don't smoke. As soon as I smoked that, I was like, I forgot that I was on here, and I was like, I tried to get my phone out. I was like, let me get your number. What a fucking retard. Yeah, but my brain is way more powerful. That's what you got. You got to know that. Like, what made the gun? Your brain did. Isn't that the story in all of the superhero movies? The mind controls everything. You got to be like, who's the most powerful guy in X-Men, right? Nothing. His body doesn't work, and his mind is more powerful, right? Be like that dude. I mean, you should still use your hands and stuff, but Yadaku, that's right. Yeah, well, here's the difference. In Iceland, you have what's the percentage of Caucasian versus melanated? And so I'm not saying there's a difference between it. I'm saying that the propagation in America is that there is that. So when people are deluded to the point of believing that there's some black on white and white on black and black on black and Asian crime and like, oh, Asian hate, I don't fucking know. Like, but that's more as a melting pot, as a culture, that America's the melting pot. You're gonna find differences rather quickly. Where in Iceland, I don't think you are. I think you're gonna look at each other and go, "Hey, there's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white chick." That's what you're gonna do. There's gonna be you find no threats because also, who wants to invade Iceland? It's a cold ass, dumb place to be. I mean, maybe it's fun for you. I don't know. Maybe you like the cold. For me, I like the heat. But to live in Iceland, no one's gonna take that place over. The farther you go north, the more Caucasian you get. The more there's gonna be no differentiation between what the government's selling you. They can't sell you to hate something because your levels of hate is to hate one type of yogurt from a goat versus hating yogurt from a cow. Black Sun, go get him. Black Sun, go get him. Go get the Icelandic shit. Hey, Black Sun. I think that if we started taking over the most northern regions, we could probably do that pretty easily, right? And then we would take over the world from the north to the south. This is what happened a long time ago. That's the reset, right? We could do that again. I'm all for it. Let's do it. Yeah, Divine. Yes, it is. Hey, you know what? Hey, light years. I'm not going to take part because I already live in a place where that shit won't happen. We're already good here. If you can make it all the way to New Orleans, if you can get through that Mason-Dixon line, congratulations. Welcome. Yeah. Taking over this whole goddamn thing. It doesn't be part of it. No. Part of it. That's like, I don't want a part of it. I want the whole damn thing. Yeah, You know what? I wonder what cities would be the most expensive to buy. Like if you could buy a city, what would it cost? Like you can buy a town tomorrow. Like if you're rich enough, you don't have to be super wealthy. You just have to be rich enough. You could buy a town tomorrow, because you realize some towns are unincorporated, some are incorporated. So in an unincorporated place, it could be. I don't know if there's any. There's probably cities, but you could buy an unincorporated town and incorporate it if you wanted to. They're not relying on the same types of rules, laws, obligations, and shit, right? But the most expensive, New York City and London, probably. Only London, because of the amount of currency they have in the banks, like the banks there. But if you got rid of the banking institution, that wouldn't even be close to expensive. It would have to be. I think Chicago, because of the railways and shit, and its convenience to everything. And I think a southern city, because it's warmer, like Miami. Miami is probably more expensive. Like expensive in the sense that, like, where would you rather be? That place is valuable. You could buy it. And what is the property? The initial thing was what is the property value, right? So a bank doesn't have any more property value, because once you take the money out of the bank, it's just a building sitting on this many square feet, right? So the banking institutions, as much as London is worth more in that way, not on property value. Property value per. Hey, look this up. Somebody want to look this up? Property value per square, foot or meter, or however they measure the shit. Like, what would be the most expensive city to own? I would, I still don't see it, because a lot of the cities that are in the cold are worth more, right? I can't really see that though. There's no one. If you look at quality of life, where would you rather live? No one. None of you. You have to. You're lying to yourself if you say, I don't want to be sitting underneath a tree in 70-degree weather with sun outside. Like, you don't want to be sitting here right now. Of course you do. Of course you do. No, I'd rather be in the cold weather stuck inside. No, so everything's got to be more valuable, closer to the equator. Is not going to be the most valuable place because it's too hot. But I think somewhere on this parallel, somewhere around like the Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, maybe parts of Texas. There's that. Lower than San Diego, you'd have to get into almost Mexico. But like, yeah, that would be the most valuable property. It's such a wild question. People get. Well, hey, light years. Thank you for looking. Maybe. I don't know. You'd have to rephrase it. I'm sorry. I'm a little stoned at this point. So, how would you phrase that question? Most valuable property in a state? No, that would come off wrong. No, you have to say what city is, because then you got income. I don't know. That's a really difficult. Say if you had to go ask the grand Google this question. I want to buy a city. How much would it cost me? Like, you can't just say that. No one's going to answer that because they're not going to know how to. That would take way too many. If somebody looked that up, they're like, I have to figure this out. It would take them 20 years to figure out what is the most expensive city to purchase. It's not Las Vegas. Las Vegas is worthless because there's no water there, and all they do is is just a money laundering system, just like Atlantic City is. If it wasn't for gambling, Las Vegas wouldn't exist. It's Lost Vegas, the Lost Vegas nerve. Anyways, what the fuck are we talking about? People are too attached to passing relationships. They sacrifice amazing places to live and experience. Yeah, that's about right. Like as much as this whole place looks the same, I can come out here and have in a week's time. If I'm out here and I just walk around and do different things, I could have so many different experiences. Looks the same, but it's way different. But if you walk around a city and you go to Starbucks every day, I guarantee you're gonna have the same experience every single time. There's not gonna be somebody new that just realizes that Starbucks is where you should go to get coffee, and you're like, oh, I bet I'm gonna propose. There's somebody that look it up on YouTube. I'm sure this has happened. Somebody proposed at a Starbucks. There's someone that met their wife at a Starbucks. How much more corny can you get? I'm saying, like, if that's the life they're living, good for them. But I think it's an NPC. There's no way that really happened. I mean, there's a chance that you could meet your wife at Starbucks. I don't see why not. But like as a general rule, like now I gotta deal with these barking dogs over here. I gotta punt one of these barking dogs. Punt a dog through the park. So stupid. All right, so let me see where my battery pack is at. All right, I think, hey guys, I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna go run around. I gotta piss anyways, and I'll try to get back on here in a little bit. I hope everybody had fun. Stay well, do weird things, and here's your little Zen companion of the day. Whatever interests is interesting. The bottom of a pail is a broken trough. And last one, let's see. Who is the potter, pray, and who is the pot? That's good. It's good to see everybody. I am ass out of here. Bong bong. Do weird shit, take care of yourself, and we will talk soon.